This instructional video will help you learn and master each movement before advancing to the follow along version. Pause and rewind often, and move on only when you feel confident.
Welcome to the Foundation Series. I'm Dante Hector, Director of Education for Primal 7. This series can be used in two ways. First, as an introduction to quality movement within the Primal 7 system. And second, to reinforce the fundamentals of proper movement after you've been training for a while. In this video, we focus on alignment, stacking the joints of the body correctly, both to improve exercise and to connect those exercises to movements in your everyday life. Throughout this video, the band is positioned just below mid-shin, the rings are locked, and the safety covers are up over the band release levers. With that said, let's begin with preparation. The purpose of preparation is just to wake your body up. We're going to explore movement and create range and freedom for the rest of your training. In preparation, we'll use 4 exercises. The first is a twist. It's great for the upper back. That's everything between the shoulders. The next is a deep squat. We'll settle into a low and relaxed position. Then we'll turn around in the unit, do a stretch for the back of the thigh, and finally, a stretch for the shoulders. When it's done, you should feel loose, you should feel open, and you should feel ready to work. Let's get started with the T-spine twist. You'll come around your unit, so the band is behind you. And as you walk out, position the band just underneath your armpits. If it feels uncomfortable or like you're being tugged, you can always scoot the band down a little bit. Once the band's in place, you step your feet out in front of you. And now you want to imagine we could draw a line that runs from your ears all the way to your ankles. If we were to put dots on your shoulder, on your hip, and on your knee, they would also fall along that line. You have it right when it feels like your hips are pushed forward to the wall and the band is supporting you around the shoulders. You want to watch out for being propped up, feeling up, and having your butt sink behind you. Lift, press the hips forward. And once you're aligned this way and have support from the band, we're going to call that the primal lean. Remember this feeling of having all the joints, ears to ankle, on that line, and having support from the band, because the primal lean will show up as a key component of many of the exercises in this training program. Once your primal lean's all set, all you have to do is grab green to get ready for a T-spine twist. In this position, your belly button points forward, your eyes are forward, and with your hands on the straps, all you need to do is sweep the arm around. It's going to feel a lot like you're reaching for the passenger seat while you back up your car. You're in this position, you hold, you breathe, feel what's happening between your shoulder blades. At the end of that time, hand goes back to green, take a breath to relax, and then you would twist to the other side. At the end of the T-spine twist, you're ready for the second exercise, the deep squat, and you're already in position. It helps sometimes to widen the feet a little bit, around shoulder width. Then, sit down toward the floor. You want to feel like you're getting into a toddler's playing position as you move toys around on the ground. You can leave your hands on green, it helps with balance, but if you feel really comfortable here, it's also okay to let them go. How deep you go in the squat doesn't matter right now. What we're looking for is that the belly button continues to point forward and that you feel supported by the band. As the knees bend deeper and as you fold more at the waist, in this position, staying upright is important. If you're in the squat and you feel like you're being pulled forward onto your toes, scoot your feet forward a little bit. At the end of the squat, just press back. Return to your primal lean. And then, to get into our next exercise, we need to turn around. Grab green, get your feet underneath you, and walk in toward the wall. As you flip around, grab the straps so that the band hangs right around your knee. We're going to get into a hamstring stretch, which is a stretch for the back of your thigh. So in this position, set your foot gently on the band and feel balanced and stable here first. You can use your hands on the straps to help you. As you sink forward, and we start to work on the back of the thigh. It should feel a lot like you're propping your foot up on a wall, getting ready to tie your shoe. If you find yourself swaying or feeling lost here, the first thing to do is bend your knee. Bring everything in a little closer and find your balance again. It's more important to be balanced and feel safe here than to try to get the farthest stretch you can. Once you're reaching the foot out, only go as far as your flexibility allows. Every time you work through the program, see if you can get another inch. When it's time to switch, you bend the knee, you rock back, and lower the foot gently. Continuing to hold on to the straps, you put the other foot in, you work the other side. The final exercise in preparation. Come out from behind your unit, reach your hands down through the rings, and walk out with them. Once your feet are set, reach the rings out in front and overhead. As you lean in to this position, you want to try to find the same straight line that we had in our primal lean that runs from your ears down to your ankles. Continuing to reach upward and forward, remember the most important thing you do is push against the rings. While you're here, this might feel great. If this opens your shoulders, there's no need to change. But if you'd like a little extra stretch, you can walk the feet and the butt back toward the wall, pushing the rings out in front of you. Once you're in position, breathe deep. But take care that you're not bending your elbows or falling down through your middle so that you're looking at your knees. It helps a lot to look across the room and to reach the rings across the room as well. Continue to breathe deeply, stay relaxed here. When you're ready to come out, walk up, lower the rings to your sides, and as you settle down, you either turn around to go into another round of preparation, or you're all done, you're ready to train. After preparation, you want to check in. Does your body feel loose, open, and ready to keep moving? Our focus in training is on practicing aligning the body correctly in every exercise. Once you find that alignment, then you focus on your breathing, staying calm and breathing deep. We'll use 4 exercises. The first is a low row. It's great for upper body strength, as we'll be pulling. Then we get into a lunge, great for leg strength, and it starts training balance. After the lunge, we turn around in the unit, and we focus on single leg balance. And then finally, we'll fold forward, get down on the ground, and prepare for push-ups. We'll begin your training with a row. So you grab onto the rings, walk back, and with straight arms, you want to establish the primal lean. Remember that means alignment, a straight line drawn from your ear to your ankle. Imagine, again, dots on your shoulder, on your hip, and on your knee. They should also fall on that line. From now on, because the primal lean shows up often, we'll just say ears to ankles. When you're in this position, take care that you're not sinking, slouching, or sitting back. Not only does that disturb the alignment that we're working to master, but it adds strain to the shoulders. By getting in the proper position, you'll feel stronger and move better. Once you're here, to get going on the row, it'll feel like you're pulling a rack out of your oven. As you rise, the elbows will also fall on that ear to ankle line. And then your goal is to hold here for as long as is comfortable, or up to 20 seconds. If you feel like you're shaking or losing control, lower back slowly and rest in the starting position. If you need to come off the unit to rest, you can do that as well. When it's time to row again, elbows fall on the ear to ankle line, and then you stay here. You're working for the hips to point forward, the belly button to point forward, and your eyes to be forward and upward. Only as long as you feel in control, then lower back down. After the row, we'll set up for the lunge. You step into your unit, positioning the band behind you, and as you walk back, the setup will be very similar to the deep squat that was in preparation. You want the band to run under your armpits, and if you need to make small adjustments, do so. Establish your primal lean. But when setting up for the lunge, it can be helpful to bring both feet to center and to grab green. Both will aid with balance during the lunge. Now I'll take a big step back. And in getting here, watch out for this leg swinging out to the side, the foot pointed sideways or the hip opening. If it happens, it's okay. Just pick up your heel, even bend the back knee a little, so that now the belly button and your eyes point forward again. Now you're ready to lunge. To do so, we just bend the back knee and drop it down toward the ground. It'll feel like you're setting up to propose to someone. In this position, we're looking for the front knee to be over the ankle, and the back knee to be just off the ground. Watch out for the band pulling you forward here. If you're having trouble staying upright, because our new alignment goes ear down to knee, just return to the primal lean and scoot your feet a little farther forward. Reset by taking a big step, bending the back knee, and dropping down. Initially, it can be very difficult to hold this position. You don't have to fight for depth. This might be enough right now. Seek to go a little lower while keeping your chest up as time passes. Our goal is to hold for 20 seconds in this position. But like with the row, if you're feeling out of control or like you're falling off balance, start by standing up. You can always reset here, and if you need to rest, return to the primal lean position. When you're done lunging on the right, you'll take a big step on the left, and it'll be exactly the same. At the end of the lunge, you'll return to your primal lean. We'll be ready to turn around to get ready for a single leg stand. Facing away from the unit, you want to place the band right around the base of your chest. Take care that you can breathe freely here. If it's uncomfortable because it's pressing on your stomach or pinching up along your chest, you can always scoot the band a little up, a little down. Once you feel supported by the band and you're in a comfortable position, set the feet back just a little bit. And we're looking to align the body, again from ears to ankles. What we're doing is establishing a new primal lean, this time facing away. In setting up for the single leg stand, it's helpful to have the feet very close together. Much like in the lunge, near center or even ankles touching is really key to finding balance. Before we begin to move though, together we're not sagging into the band. You want to draw the stomach in, kind of like you're walking down the beach. Feel tall in this position. Once you're aligned, ears to ankles, and feel supported by the band in a comfortable position, you're ready to single leg stand. The knee rises up, you pause, find balance, and then it will come back down. It's very normal for your hips to shift just slightly toward the leg that you'll be standing on when you raise the knee. It's also normal that the knee comes up really, really high and you start to feel out of balance again. So it is okay, initially, just to pick the foot up off the ground. Over time, as you feel comfortable and stable, to raise the knee a little higher. Take care as the knee comes up that we don't get back into the sagged position. We want to remain tall throughout the single leg stand. You're here for 20 seconds or as long as you feel stable and in control. If ever you're in doubt, put the foot down, come back to your primal lean. After the right side is complete, you'll do the same on the left. And in order to set up for the next exercise, get your feet underneath you, lower the band to your waist, and then we're ready to talk about the push-up. In order to set up for that push-up, set your hands well out in front of your feet and slowly walk back. If your unit is mounted on a bar overhead, keep going back until your straps run up and down vertically. If it's mounted on a door or wall, take your feet right up against the door wall. It's important to remember in a push-up that this is a whole body exercise. In order to find correct alignment from ears to ankles, you need your thighs and your butt to be actively pushing your body into the band. Once they are, feel strong through the whole arm, no bend in the elbows, and look slightly in front of your hands. Now you're ready to do the push-up. To lower down, we want to move until your elbows are just in line with your body. We also want the thighs and hips to continue to be active so that we maintain alignment from ears to ankles. When you're down in the bottom position of your push-up, not only are the elbows falling on the ear to ankle line, but they should be fairly close to your ribs and body. You don't want the elbows to poke out to the side. Not only is this uncomfortable on your shoulder, but it makes it hard to build strength that you can use in other positions. So pull the elbows in. They don't have to touch your ribs, but they're close to you. Keep the elbows just in line with the body and keep the hips active. Our goal is to hold here for 20 seconds. Just like the other movements in your training, it's okay to take rest. To do so, begin by pushing back up. If you're having a lot of trouble with the hold or coming out of position, you can always set your knee down. This takes all the load off the upper body, and it's very easy to get back into position to return to your hold. Once you're done with your push-ups, Take a big step forward. You can even slowly walk the hands forward and use the band as support. And that concludes your training. You've earned some rest, but before you just go on about your day, let's transition from the hard work to everything else that you'll do. In the restoration, we'll use 3 very simple exercises. The first, a forward fold, to let you let go of the tension created in training. The next, a back bend, very similar to the good morning feeling when you're fresh out of bed. And then finally, we'll get away from the unit and down on the floor to experience alignment when you have full support. For the first exercise in restoration, let's get into the unit. You're going to walk out forward and establish your primal lean with the band around your waist. Again, we're looking for alignment from ears to ankle. Nothing has changed. We want full support of the band. We don't want any compression of the stomach. You still should be able to breathe freely. In fact, the band sits on the hips down low like the waistband of your pants. That way, when we fold, no pressure through the midsection. In order to fold, eyes forward, belly button forward, hips forward, reach the hands out, just like in the shoulder stretch with the rings that showed up in preparation. Once you're here, let your eyes fall to the ground, and your hands will follow. When you folded forward to a point that's comfortable for your current level of flexibility, where you can be balanced over your feet and don't feel tugged by the band, cross the arms gently, let the head hang, and relax. While it's prescribed for 20 seconds, you have full permission to stay here as long as it feels good. If, at any point, you're feeling a little dizzy, you can always lift, reset the head. If necessary, you can come all the way up, back to your primal lean. At the end of the forward fold, you'll be ready to turn around. So step, get your feet under you, unload a bit, and then position the band up high under the armpits again. Once you have your primal lean in place, you'll be ready for our standing back bend. So to initiate that back bend, you'll want eyes forward and belly button forward in your primal lean. You'll sweep the hands up and over your head and follow with your eyes. You only go as far back as you're comfortable and are able to breathe freely. After you've held, you would lower the hands down in order to come out of position. This should feel like a good morning stretch, waking up and opening the body. All we're doing is narrowing the hands and giving you a focal point. Take care as you sweep your arms back that you get into this position and don't bend your knees and fall into the band. It won't feel right, and it's not safe. But more importantly, it takes away from the extension that we're trying to create that opens up all the muscles that you've trained. When you get into position and you're following your hands with your eyes, even if you have the range, take care that you're not just tipping your chin higher and higher toward the ceiling. It helps to have the ears and the shoulders remain in alignment throughout this motion. Step back, breathe calmly, and lower down. Though the standing back bend is prescribed for 20 seconds, you have a lot of freedom in this movement. If it feels great, you can stay longer. And if it's a little uncomfortable or you're struggling to breathe, reduce your range or even come down to rest before doing it again. At the end of the back bend, we're going to get out of the unit and get down on the floor. So get your feet underneath you, walking into the wall, and step out. For our last exercise in restoration, we want to get you off the unit and down onto the floor. You have the chance to lay flat on your back so that you can feel fully supported from head to toe. It's easy to overlook the value of just laying flat on a fairly hard surface. It's great for your body and it helps you focus on what alignment feels like, while you also have time to practice breathing both deeply and calmly. Once you're down and on your back, there are no requirements about where your feet go, but it is important to have the hands just slightly away from the body with your palms up. If you're in this position, you're able to feel when the stomach expands while you breathe in and how it contracts when you breathe out. What we're looking for is as you breathe in, the belly rises, and as you breathe out, it falls. And you can enhance that feeling by bringing the hands away from the body. While you're here, check in and work your way down from the top. How does your neck feel in this position? Can you release tension from your shoulders? Can you release tension from the middle of the body, where a lot of our training has been focused? And continue down. Can you release tension from your legs and just let them fall down to the floor? If your feet rotate out, that's okay. It's a sign of relaxation. You're welcome to let that happen. While it's prescribed that you be here for 20 seconds, you can stay as long as it feels good. In addition to focusing on your alignment and focusing on your breathing, it's time to relax. It's a time to mentally prepare for whatever you have left in your day. With the restoration complete, take a moment to celebrate. This emphasis in our foundations workout is on alignment, is on challenging yourself to stack joints correctly in order to move better. These lessons about putting your body in correct positions do not end with Primal 7. When you do kick your foot up in order to tie your shoe, when you pull a rack out of the oven, or when you reach around to the passenger seat to back up your car, bring these ideas about positioning your body correctly with you. You can always return to this Foundations program. The things we focus on here continue to matter no matter what level of exercise you choose to participate in. So on that note, congratulations. We'll see you in the next one.